Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and today we're looking at the Walgreens exclusive Star Wars Black Series, Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader. Now, this version of Darth Vader was seen in Return of the Jedi when he picked up the Emperor and threw him down the reactor shaft. Spoiler alert. Now, I always wanted this Darth Vader. I thought it was very unique. It shares the main body mostly with the original release Darth Vader from the Black Series. However, it does have many unique qualities, such as a translucent head with a skull inside, which is awesome, and a hand that pops off. So we have a lot to cover. The figure is so far very awesome to look at. So let's get right to the review. Now, first things first, this Darth Vader, along with the other one, has a great cape. And I'm not really a fan of fabrics on action figures. Not because I think they're dolls or anything. But I don't know, I feel like the plastic will outlast the soft stuff. But anywho, not only does it have a good shape, but the tips have this fabric piece sewn onto it, which gives it weight. And it makes it hold its shape really well. Now also, he has soft goods on his back. And that goes all the way up to the top. And one thing I'm going to say is, from pictures and my memory, right here should be open above his belt and below his life support system, but it's not. And I guess one day I could cut it, because underneath here it is molded, but for now I'm just leaving it. Now, besides his cape that we just looked at, his head is very nicely molded. And it is translucent, like the Emperor zapping him with the Force lightning, but it is very nicely done. And in the interior, there is a skull, and there's some paint detail in there. But it's really cool. I saw this one guy on YouTube. Jeez, I can't remember his name. But he took this apart, drilled it, and then put like a LED in there, and it made it glow. It was really sharp. Besides this nice helmet, we have this cool metal chain, which is supposed to hold the cape up, but they actually have it sewn onto his paladin. And this is pretty cool, but sometimes it gets stuck in between the paladin and his helmet. But you could just give it a shake and it pops out. Very cool, though. And like I mentioned, we have the paladin, which is on top of his chest, and then on the top of his arms, on the shoulders. So that's pretty sweet. Moving down, we have his life support system. And underneath, actually the whole body, the arms, the top of the legs, the thighs, underneath the crotch piece, all that is this nice ribbed padded suit. And it's really cool. Now, that is covered by this fabric, which starts underneath the paladin and goes all the way down. And let me move his cape. A lot of cloth on this guy. And then turns into this part here. This little skirt piece, like a knight. It's pretty sick. After talking about the fabric and the ribbed suit, the life support system is done really cool. Got some buttons there. Moving down, we have his belt. More control panels. Really cool. The crotch piece, which is rubber, and then underneath is the ribbed suit. Almost forgot his gloves. Has some detail in there, and the hands themselves are pretty well done. Looking at this side, it's mainly the same, except instead of having articulation, the hand just spins. Moving down to his legs, it's that nice pattern that we've seen with the arms and under the chest. Now, moving down to his calves and shins, we have this nice armor right here. And they did a great job on there. And on the back, we could see a couple wrinkles and seam lines. Just really nice. And then we have his boots, which has some detail. Okay, starting off with the paint on this Darth Vader, the helmet is translucent, which I mentioned before. However, inside we have a skull. And you could see blue painted lightning bolts going through there. So that's pretty cool. For his eyes, I can't tell if it's a black or a dark purple, but it is there. Moving down, we have glossy black and a glossy metallic silver. Coming down to his control panels here, we have blue, red, white, silver, and green. Silver for his belt. On the hand that comes apart, we have red, blue, and green wires, And the rest of the body is this nice black, and it has a little shine to it, but it's great. And that's basically it. Not a lot of paint on this guy. When looking at the articulation, Darth Vader can look that far down and that far up, and the head can spin all the way around. Now the arms can bend that far up. It's all hindered by this cloth and this armor, but the arm can spin all the way around. You just gotta watch that cloth that you don't rip it. At his elbow, it can bend that much, and Darth Vader's arm also turns all the way around at the elbow, and the hand can spin all the way around, as well as go in and out. Now his right hand can turn just like this. For the waist, he can bend that far, and this far back. Now he can turn, but of course you're gonna move this fabric, and I wouldn't recommend that because I feel like mine's gonna rip. But he can turn side to side. Like for the waist, if you hold above this little diaper section, his legs can turn. There is a swivel. However, if you turn it all the way like that, you're gonna have the same problem that you had up here. It's gonna make this fabric want to come loose. So I wouldn't recommend that. For his legs, they can go that far forward, about that far back. There is a thigh cut. There's double jointed knees, so that's always a plus. His foot can go that far back, that far forward, and he has ankle pivot. Now Darth Vader comes with this cool lightsaber, and it actually comes with a blade as well. It's got a little peg there, you can see the nib. It just goes right in there, and this one's a little loose. And I don't feel like super gluing it because, what if I want to display him with it off? But there it is, and it looks real cool. I really like when they do lightsabers with this series. And that slides right in his right hand, and it's a little tough to get in. And see, it popped out again. It's not very sturdy. Now he also comes with one other accessory, which is his hand. And his hand's detailed just like a normal hand. It just has a peg instead of a ball joint. But it's pretty neat. When measuring the Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader, this bad boy stands over 6.5 inches, close to 7. It's a nice sized figure. And here we have the Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader next to Darth Maul, Kylo Ren, and Emperor Palpatine. And next to the Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader, we have the original release Darth Vader. Now this is one of my favorite figures of the line, and I like it because the helmet comes apart to show what Anakin really looks like, the scarred whatever's left of a man. But I think the helmet is more accurate on this one. So I think if you put this helmet on this one and repainted it so it didn't have to come apart, I think it would be more accurate. And that does it for my review of the Star Wars Black Series Walgreens exclusive Emperor's Wrath Darth Vader. This figure is awesome, from the translucent helmet with the skull to the whole body. And yes, it's basically a remold of the OG Darth Vader. But come on, the hand comes off, and I friggin' love this pose. I got Luke over here like, Daddy, no, But I really enjoy this figure. It goes great with the line, and I think it's well worth your money if you could pick it up. Now, I got mine on Amazon. It was only, I think like $21 or $22. Like, I found it cheaper. Usually it's higher up, but I've seen it in the 20s lately. So if you're a fan, I fully recommend it. The articulation's great, the detail's good. It's got some soft goods, and I'm not really a fan of them per se, but it works great with Darth Vader. Like, the guy's a badass. So thank you very much for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.